Hello everybody, it's Cobalt here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you more of my LPS Customs. This is part 3 of the All My LPS Custom series because I make customs all the time. Obviously, this isn't all of them because some have been recustomized, sold, gifted, all that, but if you'd like to see more customs that aren't in this video, you can go watch the other two or you can go check out my Instagram. Alright, now without further ado, let's get right on into it with custom number 1. So first up is Georgie from It, and this is actually my second version of Georgie. The first one was a cat, but I realized that when I eventually make Bill, I wanted to make him out of a collie, so I had to make Georgie out of a dog. So he is made from a husky puppy, and I sculpted the raincoat and the pants and the shoes on him, and he is fairly simple. I really like the way he looks. I think he's very cute. Kind of wish he didn't have the tongue sticking out, but whatever. Next up is 11 from Stranger Things. This is also my second version of 11. This is the original version, and she is for sale, by the way, in my eBay in case you want to check her out. Link in the description. But getting back to this 11, I like her a lot more than the old one, especially with the hair. It's all textured and cool like the Lucas custom that I made. So obviously I sculpted the hair, and I also sculpted the shirt and the dress. And I like her a lot. She's definitely one of my favorite customs, and I think she has a really cute face. Next up is my third version of Krampus. If you watched the other two videos, you would have seen version 1 and 2, but I will just show you in this video anyways. So these are all of my Krampus customs together. It's kind of a Christmas tradition that I came up for myself to make a new version of Krampus every year. So this was made in 2017, 2018, and 2019, and this was made from that weird hippie goat or something. Yeah, and I sculpted the muzzle and the teeth, and I added on to the ears. I didn't completely sculpt them. I sculpted the horns, and I really love the way I painted them. Made them super shiny. And I also sculpted these ropes on him, and the tail, the jingle bell, is a real jingle bell, so it jingles and stuff. But yeah, I think he's pretty cool. I honestly don't know which one I like the best, but yeah. I also use this in my Krampus video that I did for Christmas, which is by far my favorite video on this channel that I've ever made, so if you want to go check it out. That's also why he has a lot more fake blood on him compared to the other ones, because he was eating people. Next up is Tina from Bob's Burgers, and this was a custom that I made for my dad for Christmas, because that's like his favorite show and his favorite character. So yeah, I sculpted the glasses and the hair and the hair clip and the dress and the shoes and the shirt. And yeah, I feel like I did a pretty good job of capturing her likeness, and I think this custom turned out pretty cool. Next up is a custom that is definitely in my top 5. This is Husker from Has-Been Hotel, which is an adult animated series on YouTube by VivziePop, so this is not an original character or design or anything. This is a pre-existing character. He is extremely intricate though. This is one of the most complicated designs I've probably ever done, and I love the way he looks. So I sculpted the cheek fluff here, and I smoothed that into the base. So on both sides, I sculpted these on the tips of his ears, and I sculpted his little top hat, and I sculpted his eyebrows, which were pretty hard, but I really like the way they look. I think they're super cool. And then I sculpted this chest fluff and the tip of the tail. Both of the wings and the bow tie were sculpted using a mold. I just painted them basically. So yeah, I tried to get as much details as I possibly could. All of the characters in Has-Been Hotel are like super detailed. And this is the only custom that I've made from that show so far, but I'm definitely planning on making Alistair and Angel Dust. And I'll probably make Charlie and the other chick, I forgot her name. But yeah, this is definitely one of my all-time favorite customs. And next up is Baby Yoda, or the child, that's what he's actually called. But yeah, I made him from a fake, one of those little triplet monkeys, and I sculpted the ears. I sculpted a little bit right here, like around the eyes to give it some depth, and I sculpted his little potato sack thing, or whatever he wears. I wish I could have cut this part off more. He had like a little hair thing that I wanted to cut off, but it left a lump. that's okay. Anyways, yeah, he's pretty cool. He's fairly simple, but just a lot of paint details on him. And I really like the way he turned out. I think this is like the perfect base for this character. And by the way, yes, I am planning on making the Mandalorian. I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet because I'm very intimidated. Next up is another Star Wars custom, and definitely my favorite custom of all times now. This is Anakin Skywalker from Revenge of the Sith, when he finally like succumbs to the dark side. And after I watched that movie, I was like, okay, I need to make a custom of him. So I did, and he is my favorite custom. Anakin's probably my favorite Star Wars character, not gonna lie. I sculpted the hair, and I sculpted all of the clothes, so like the boots and this, and his hand, and the robes, and all that stuff. And I also sculpted this lightsaber, which has glow-in-the-dark paint on it, so it glows in the dark, and he can hold it too. Okay, well, I'm doing a bad job of demonstrating, but I really, really love the way his eyes turned out and the scar and all this, and he's just amazing, and I love this custom so much. Next up is this custom, which I'm gonna have to zoom out a little bit. Not gonna talk too much about him because he is part of a custom collection that I will be showing in its own video. But this is Greed, as you can see, and he goes with Gluttony, which is a custom that I showed in one of the last videos. So this is Gluttony, this is Greed. I'm making 7 Deadly Sins Gore customs. Please do not copy, that's my own thing. But yeah, he's very bloody. He's got a lot of blood. Next up is this Koala custom, which is technically for sale, but if it doesn't sell, I'm probably just gonna keep it. This Koala was made for the bushfires that were happening in Australia. So on eBay, this custom, if you buy it, 50% of the profits will still go to that. But I guess when that's no longer really as much of a thing, I'll probably just keep it. But if you would like to help out and buy this custom, then it is for sale. Link in the description. I really, really love this one though. I think it turned out so cool. Next up are these two customs, which I'm just going to show together to save time because they are both for sale, so link in the description. This is a little Australian Shepherd dog made from some Generation 4 LPS, and this is a Valentine's Day Corgi. Next up is another one of my all-time favorite customs. This is Jak and Daxter from the game series Jak and Daxter, which are my favorite video games of all times, and I have them on the PlayStation 2, so yeah. Anyways, this is Jak, and I love him so much. Daxter is actually my favorite character from the video game series, and probably just my favorite video game character of all times, but I don't like his custom. It just didn't capture his likeness, but it was made from some Generation 4, like, kangaroo rat or something, so I sculpted the goggles, and I realized there should be a strap back here, but there isn't, so they're just kind of floating on his head. And then I also sculpted the tail and like painted all this, but he's kind of ugly and I don't really like him. The real Daxter is much better. But then here's Jak. He's a lesser of the two characters, but definitely a better of the two customs. So I sculpted this hair on him, and after sculpting this hair, I'm very inspired to make a Paranorman custom. But yeah, so sculpted the hair. It's got a gradient from green to yellow, and he has this fabulous green eyebrows, and then he also has goggles like Daxter, but they're a lot fancier, and they actually wrap all the way around like normal ones. And then I sculpted all his like armor and clothes. I had to cut down a little bit because he has a lot going on, and it would be too much to fit onto the little body of this custom. But I am just super, super proud of how everything came out, and I just think he looks amazing, and I love him. I had such a fun time sculpting this guy too. Next up is Hellboy, mostly inspired by the comic book version, and Hellboy is an amazing character. The original movies by Guillermo del Toro are also amazing, and he's one of my favorite directors. The newer one that they did with the guy that plays Hopper as Hellboy, I did not. It was mediocre, was not very good. But the original ones are great, the comics are great, so I just felt really inspired to make a custom of Hellboy. He's made from a lion, and I sculpted the little horns, which he shaves down because he's like ashamed of being a demon. And I sculpted these eyebrow parts, and his pants, and his brick hand, which should be a lot bigger, but it's a little hard to do that on a little pet shop. I really, really like all the shading that I did, and his eyes are looking super cool on camera. They don't look that cool in real life, but yeah, there's probably some more stuff that I could have sculpted on his body, like one of the little cross things that he has dangling from his belt, but I didn't do that. But yeah, maybe I'll make Abe Sapien, who's the fish guy, that is like his partner, so if you want to see that, let me know. Next up is a custom that I actually made for LPS Customs, which is a collaboration on Instagram, which you probably hear me talk about all the time. Anyways, this was made from a mood board that I believe I got from LPS Customs, so I'll put a picture of it right here. So that was the mood board that inspired this guy. Basically, he is a pirate shark monkey. Also Theo's Customs, or Theo LPS, I forgot his name, but he made a custom inspired by this one that's just like a regular tiger shark monkey, and it's green. It's very cool, so you should go check that out as well. But I made mine first, and I sculpted the eye patch. I sculpted this to make his eye like angry, and I sculpted his like mohawk of hair thing, which I really like, and I sculpted the shark fin and this tail and this and the feathers on his ear. This was my first time using epoxy sculpt clay, and you know, it didn't go too bad. This rope on his tail is a real rope. I just thought it looked cool. And then he has some scars. And then this is like a thing that I glued on, and same with this, so both his earrings. But yeah, and then he also has this sword, which is a Lego sword, I think. It might be Playmobil, but I think it's Lego. And I just repainted it, and then I added this rope with a little gem on it to make it fancy. Next up is an original character custom. I haven't done one of those in a while. I mean, I've had original designs and original characters, but this is like a full-on OC that I use for stuff. Technically though, I haven't really gotten around to using him because he is a Dungeons and Dragons character, but I'm currently playing in a campaign with a different character who I am definitely going to make a custom of. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But this is Cobalt, and I plan on using him for the next big campaign. So he has a bunch of scars on his face, and he is a chaotic neutral human rogue. Obviously he's a cat as a LPS, but he has this earring on his ear, he has a bunch of scars, he has some stubble, and he has all this armor, more scars, he's got a ring. That, I just put that on his tail to make it look cool. And then he also has a sword. I don't know if I'm gonna make it like a long sword or a broadsword or whatever. Some kind of sword with like this green gem on it. Very fancy. This is a Playmobil sword that again I just repainted and added the gems on it. But yeah, I like him a lot, and he's got shorts because all of my like Sona semi-characters are short wearers. All of the D&D characters I've made wear shorts, so I'm sorry. Okay, next up are two more customs that I'm showing together because once again, these are for sale and they're both kind of similar. They're both bunnies that could be Easter bunnies. This one's definitely an Easter bunny. Then we got some more customs for sale. This metallic bunny, which is for sale. Yeah, and then these two collies, they actually have bids on them that are ending soon today, so they may be up for sale, they may be sold, who knows. This is my ocean blue collie, and this is my Illuminati collie. Next up, we have my most recent custom for the LPS Customs collaboration, and it was inspired by this mood board right here, which was given to me by Mystic Sparrow Art, and this is what I came up with. So basically, I sculpted the ears, well, I added onto the ears, and then I sculpted all these little blue things that are sticking out of it, which look like crystals, but they're supposed to be flowers, and I also sculpted the rope around his neck, which broke off a little bit. It used to be longer, but then it broke. That's fine. I was also gonna make a mask for it. Oh, I sculpted the part about the eyes too. I was gonna make a mask for it, but I didn't, so I just added this pattern on its face to kind of like symbolize that there's, I don't know, but then the pattern's on its back and on its legs as well. And the flowers are forget-me-nots, I think is what she told me. But yeah, and they're just sticking out of him, and he's bleeding, and he's very sad, and then he's got these eyes, and he has stitches on his mouth. This custom will be for sale, so I don't know when, but if you guys are interested, he will be for sale soon. And here is the final custom and my most recent custom, which I literally finished yesterday as of when I'm filming. Don't know when I'm gonna upload this video. But yeah, the head is a corgi head, just like the Valentine's Day corgi that I showed earlier, because I have like a million of those corgis for some reason. And the body is a Great Dane's body, so I did this head swap, which I've never seen a head swap like this before. The only problem is that his neck kind of disappeared. But he does have a neck, it just gets gone. This is Legoshi from the new anime on Netflix, Beastars? Beastars? I don't know. That's how it's pronounced, I'm pretty sure. I'm really bad at pronouncing stuff, but it is an anime and all the characters are furries. So, yeah, I binge watched the entire thing the day before yesterday, and I was like, alright, I gotta make a custom of Legoshi, because he is amazing. You guys should totally go check it out. It is on Netflix, but it is very adult. So, yeah. But this is what I went with. He looks a little high, but he's just craven meat. So I sculpted, his school uniform, so like the tie, and the shirt parts, and the pants, and the shoes, and his tail. He's a gray wolf, but he's like a weird greenish blue color. There's another gray wolf chick who's like purple. Speaking of Beastars characters, I'm definitely gonna make Haru, who's a little bunny girl, because obviously if you make Legoshi, you kinda gotta do that. And I'm also gonna make Louie, who's the deer. I started sculpting him, actually. And then I probably am gonna make the panda guy, whose name I forgot, and then his golden retriever friend, who I think is named Jak. I don't remember. Yeah, if you guys have watched the series, tell me what other characters I should make. But Legoshi is the best, so obviously I had to make him, and I really, really like the way he turned out. So yeah, guys, those are all of my LPS customs currently. If you haven't seen the other two videos, you can go ahead and watch those if you're curious to see more customs. But if you would also like to see more, my Instagram is linked on my channel, so you can go check it out. But yeah, let me know which of these was your favorite and other customs I should make and whatnot. And I will see you all in my next video. Wait, I have one more thing to say actually. I have also made a lot of custom toys and figures that aren't Littlest Pet Shops, but they're just like similar as in a custom, but they're just not LPS. So if you guys would like to see that, let me know. Okay, now that is all I have to say. Goodbye.